What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you the footage from when we put the Fender flares on Cory's JZX. It was a really nerve-wracking experience, but it turned out a lot better than I could have even hoped, honestly. And yeah, it turned out really good. I hope you guys enjoy the footage, enjoy the video. In the next one, we'll be getting the fenders finalized, getting the doors cut out, and starting to put some body work on there, hopefully. So stick around for that too. Hope you guys enjoy the footage, and thanks for watching. Alright guys, little bit of an update. I've probably said this already, but the fender areas are all cleaned off, about as low as the fenders are going to go. And yeah, I've also got the car in the air, the wheels off, and I'm trying to grow a pair and get ready to cut this bad boy. It's always a little bit intimidating cutting into these cars, you know. It's a little extra intimidating when they're like Japanese, you know. These are like, you know, these are the cars that everyone wants to drive. And so it's like I really don't want to mess it up, and like I know I won't, it'll be fine, but like it's always intimidating, man. You're cutting into cars. It's scary. After I'm done freaking out about it, I'm going to get to cutting the fenders out, and it'll be fine. Alrighty, so there it is. Pretty chopped up. I'm really happy with how this cut turned out. I'll show you guys again with the fender on there. It's gonna be about like that. So we'll have to cut that door slit out, as you can see, and I'll need to make kind of like a door sill, I guess. So that's why I left this, so I'll be able to kind of bash this out a little bit once we have the fender welded on and the door cut out, and I'll be able to use that to kind of help me tack on a new little panel right there, so that the wheel well will be completely sealed off from the inside of the door. I want to try to do this as good as possible. So if you guys are ever doing this at home, the best advice I can give is it's really easy to take metal off, and it's really hard to put metal back on. So take off a little bit at a time. If you're not totally sure that you need to take stuff off, don't take it off. Take your time with this stuff, because it's your car, or in this case it's someone else's car. So careful. With the fenders now cut, I'm getting a lot closer to actually tack welding the new fender flares onto the car. So before I do that, I want to make sure that all of the rust is dead. And so what I've just done is I took some vinegar and mixed it in a 4-to-1 ratio with water, and then I took a scritchy pad, dunked it in there, and just swirled it around, and I've left it wet. You can see that the rust will trail back here. I am going to chip off all this paint and stuff after we get this first, you know, little chunk done. I'm gonna wait 20 minutes. I'll show you guys what it looks like after. Kind of don't know how it will look, so it should be interesting. The whole panel has turned like kind of a rusty. It's kind of like a gold almost. Like, I don't know if the camera shows it well, but it really does look gold. That's pretty wild. The next thing to do though is to give it a little water bath, kind of wash it down, and then after that I'm gonna go ahead and chip all this stuff off, and then we'll give it another bath here. But seems to have worked well, so yeah, we'll continue on. What you're supposed to be left with is basically just black garbage, but supposedly it shouldn't rust anymore. I just read it on the internet, man. This is some like true forum kid shit right here. Roast me in the comments, man. Alright guys, I need to check in. So I started test fitting the flare again, and I decided to make another cut. So I was saying earlier that the wheel wells we were really close to the very top of the wheel well, and after I started hitting it with a ball peen, I stretched the bottom of the wheel well out enough to almost meet the top of the top of the top. So I decided to make this other cut, and now I need to go back in with the ball peen and stretch this stuff to meet up here, and then we will tack weld all across the top of this, grind it down, and we'll do that before we even put the fender onto the car. That way it'll be like structurally super good, and this guy I believe is going to be able to be reused as the fender well once we cut this sliver out on the fender flare. So I'm pretty excited to try that out. It's going really good. Feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. Alright, so this is how we're looking. It's pretty good. I'm alright with it. It's not too hard to get all the pieces kind of, you know, pressed up against the body. So I'll be able to tack all that stuff in, and it's gonna be pretty sweet, man. Here's how we're looking at the moment. I just went over everything real quickly with I think that pad is like a 120, so it did like almost nothing to the welds, but this bad boy's solid as all hell now. It is still flapping over here, but that's because this piece is we're not totally sure if it's going to be stretched up more or if it's going to stay about where it is, so I'm not going to mess with this until a little later. But things are looking spiffy. The time has come. I'm getting ready to weld the fenders, or tack the fender onto the driver's side for the first time just to see how it's looking. I'm super nervous, but I took a lot of measurements. I made a handful of marks in important spots so that I can line the fender up right on the car. And I'll tack this side on, we'll tack the other side on, and then we'll lower the car on the ground, see how everything is. We'll probably have to take the fenders off once at least, just to make sure that they're on there the right way. If it's like the Skyline, then it'll magically work and we'll be able to weld it out and call it a day. But I got really lucky when I built the fenders on the Skyline. So we'll see how it goes. We didn't film it. That sucks. Hey, look guys, the fender's on. Shit. Everything went pretty smoothly. It should be on center. I hit all my marks, but I'm gonna expect that I'll be wrong somewhere along the line. So we're gonna go over to the other side, try to do the same thing we did over here and film it, and then we'll throw the wheels on, get the car on the ground, and give you guys a look at it. Let's get the wheels on this bad boy, see how it looks. Alright, so we're gonna drop her down for the first time and see how it looks. A little nervous. There's an exhaust there. Hell yeah. These things are super even.
I'm in love with this actually.
I don't know. I think that looks pretty freaking. It's pretty good.
Take it over that side.
I'm pretty freaking stoked with how this is looking right now. I think I'm going to send a picture to Cory. And see what he's thinking about it. I'm so excited. This is badass. Sorry, car.